that would trigger your dry symptoms to get worse?
Honestly, thinking back on it, I think maybe COVID with the masks.
Yeah,
Because at work, I wear my mask and then, I
correct.
have my glasses. So it's
Yep,
kind of all my breath basically is
correct.
just being stuck onto my eyes through
Yeah,
my glasses. So that's kind of drying them out too. So I don't know if that's a
yeah, that does. I
applicable
mean,
factor or
it
like,
is. It is. Yeah, because we actually have a new medical term now called MAID dry eye, mask associated dry eye. It's a new medical term that they're using. Yeah, because we're constantly blowing hot, warm, moist air into our eyes. And in your case, you probably had to wear a full face shield on top of that, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So in your worst month, how many days of the month would you say you experience dry symptoms?
before treatment, I would say every day.
Okay. And after treatment, because we're at a good place right now.
Oh, we're at a great place. After treatment, I would say maybe like 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days. Do
Mm.
you know what triggers things in those 2 to 3 days?
Um, it'll either be because I worked 2 shifts back to back,
Okay.
or it's one of those days where I get too tired and I don't do my like
Hydration.
all my hydration or like all
Correct.
my like eye care stuff that
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to be doing. So
Yep.
it's normally one of those where I'm like, all right, well, I didn't do my warm compress, I didn't do my Avenova
Mm-hmm.
drops.
Yeah.
So I need, like that's probably why I'm a little
Do you have a
uncomfortable.
second warm compress that you can take it to work and leave it like in your little lunch area where the microwave is and put it in a
Oh,
little box, put your name on it?
I wouldn't do that.
No, it's too many people.
Too many people.
You don't
Too many
trust it.
people.
Yeah, it's like,
I
oh, that feels good. Let me take it from Arwen. I'm just gonna pop it
No,
on my eyes.
it's too many people, and I wouldn't have time to do that. I
Okay.
don't. So,
Okay, so
but
Arwen, actually,
yeah.
I'm gonna look into it. There's a new product that came out. They approached me. I haven't had chance to pursue. Apparently, it's a disposable warm compress little packet. You know those little things that we break, we put in our gloves when we go
Yeah,
ski? Like
yeah.
kind of similar technology, but apparently safer. I haven't looked into it. If I can get some samples,
Oh, let me
I
know.
will email you. Okay, that would be
Yes,
perfect for you.
yes.
Okay. All right. So now let's move on to short-term variation. So this is week to week. So same thing. Is there any trend to the frequency from week to week? Is there anything to add in addition to what we've already talked about?
No, well, when the allergies here are really bad, like when we have our green streets and
Correct,
everything's
correct,
green,
correct.
um, I will use the Zera. I'm gonna mispronounce it. Zerevite.
Uh-huh.
I'll use that and do that for 2 weeks, and that's helped a lot. I've only used it twice this year, and it's been really
Okay.
great.
Hey, next year before that happens, I want you to put this, I can call it in for you. You don't have to see me. So there's wait, is that the Zerviate that I gave you, the
Yeah.
prescriptions? Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It clicked of what you said. Yes. So that's the Zyrtec. I
Yeah,
think it's
Zyrtec eye
one,
drops.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Zyrtec eye drop prescription. It stings like crazy, but it works really well.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I know. My daughters came off it. They can't handle the burning. They're like, Mommy, just give me
Mm.
the pat a day. We use it twice a
Oh.
day. Yeah. So I'm using all the same things too. I have a lot of similar triggering factors. Okay. So I think we're done with the frequency. Now let's talk about the severity. Okay. So the severity, the people's definitions are different and it affects them differently. So when you do have your dry symptoms, this is when they flare up. Would you say that your symptoms tend to be more on the mild, moderate, or severe side?
I would say since treatment and everything, they're on the milder side.
Okay. And then before treatment?
Oh, I would say moderate to severe easily.
Okay. All right. So this follow up question is, if I didn't use the word mild, moderate, severe to ask you to describe the severity of your symptoms, what words would you use to characterize the severity of your dry symptoms?
Okay. Could I give you like a scale?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So 0 being no symptoms, 10 being symptoms. Before treatment, I would say I was probably at like an 8 or 9.
Okay.
And then after treatments and like when I have my flare-ups now, I would say I'm maybe at like a 3.
A 3. And then when you don't feel anything, what would
When I
you?
don't, oh, I would say I'm a 1.
You're 1. Okay. And so I'm adding another file to this. So in addition to all the words that the symptoms that you've shared with me, what words would you use when things are 8 or 9? What are the words you would use to actually describe how you feel? In addition to gritty, sandy, hurts with blinking, and you have to get up in the middle of the night to put drops in. What are some of the words that you would use? And I'll share with you some of the other words from the previous 5 patients earlier today.
I don't know. I mean, I would just say like life halting kind of, because you can't, you're so concerned about your eyes and just so, I would say probably anxious or aggravating, just because like, they're your eyes. That's kind of scary if something's wrong with them. So aggravating, irritating, scary, we can say that as well.
Okay.
And then just kind of,
yeah. So let me share some of the other
inhibiting.
words. Inhibiting, that's a good one. Yeah, because I don't think the general public understands that if it's ignored long enough, right, this is how your eyes feel, and then how it starts affecting people's lives. And also the same information needs to be conveyed to the doctors, that we need to have this conversation with patients a lot sooner, because when we're doing the slit lamp exams, we can see a lot. Even if you may not be having symptoms, it could be like a 2 or 3, but we can see signs leading to later down the line symptomatic at a stage 8 or 9. So some of the other words that were shared earlier today: intense, distressful, anxiety provoking, just having a difficult time, irritating, depressing, annoying. So, and I think one of the goals for doctors like me who are really passionate about treating ocular surface disease is that we need to try to prevent patients ever getting to this particular stage. Yeah.
And you could even put embarrassing on that, because it's kind of, you're having to blink so often. It's kind of, like at work, I mean, granted we had COVID this year, but it's kind of embarrassing if you're having to blink every like 5 seconds to
that's true, especially people who are doing those really hard forceful blinks, because their glands are completely clogged. There's no oil coming out. They literally have to blink so hard to get a little bit their own little lipid or meibum to come out. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, I haven't heard of that yet. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about the pattern, which is very similar to what we did earlier: year to year, month to month, and then week to week. Okay. So, is there any trend to the severity of your symptoms from year to year? For example, worsening from one year to the next, or improvement from one year to the next? I guess we already covered it. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I think I know we had the African sands last year pretty bad.
Yeah.
I want to say we had them pretty bad 4 years ago or something. I'm sorry, I know I keep talking about them, but I'm thinking like the last time I had this like irritating flare-up was the last time the sands were in, like they came over.
So that was 4 years ago, and then
I think it was 4 years ago or something. I just remember being in Houston, like we had just kind of moved or been here for a couple years, and everyone was talking about the African sands, and my eyes were like on fire.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, it's the sands there. And I'm like, okay, this is just another thing of Houston. Okay, great.
Yeah, so in case in the future, if it does happen again, you have the Refresh Plus 2.